Hey everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Happy Tuesday. Therapy session back for another episode. We got some interesting topics to talk about tonight. We thank you for tuning in. Please, 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 when you get a chance, um, share the page, share the live, share the page. We're trying to get this out as much as possible to as many people as we possibly can. So please continue to share. But hello, we're here. Everybody's live and ready to go. We've got Jackie over here in the corner. I can't
That's
tell
my
you.
day.
Then we've got Craig over here in the corner. He's working, so we're gonna try to hang on to him as much as we can.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah, he got some. He got a little bit of difficulty. But we're gonna work with him. And then we got the Reverend JT Williams
In the building, in the flesh.
in the building and in the flesh.
How's everybody doing? I'm ready to get it in.
I'm ready to get it in too. I've had a pretty good Jackie on your new YouTube. I mean, on your page. I'm looking at it right now. There's some interesting shorts from Shein. I'm willing to defend those shorts. There's nothing
Not
wrong
at
with those shorts.
Not at all.
You wear those shorts for your dude at home.
Yeah, that's not what they were meant to be worn. Those are not underwear. Those are not lingerie. Those are wearing
You can
outside.
make them that way. You can make them that way.
You cannot do that.
Make them that way.
I'm not gonna say I would be mad to see people out there wearing those, but some of y'all that go out and get this stuff, man, no, y'all not ready for that.
Yeah, if you're not ready, don't do it. That's
But
all I can say. If you're not ready,
Nobody's ready.
don't do it.
There's absolutely nobody who's ready to wear those type of shorts outside as shorts.
I don't know.
No.
I bet you. I bet they figure out how to do it. And then we're gonna just be sitting there looking like old ladies. Like, oh, here we go. Here we go. What is he doing? Why is he on here twice? Craig, is you?
Twice.
All right, I just shared the link, I guess.
Yes. I'm trying to share the link myself.
All right, so what we doing here, man? Let's get it on.
Let's talk about that damn verses. Let's talk about that damn verses. Can we go there for a second?
I mean, if we
Yeah.
have to.
I'm upset.
What kind of problem you had with the verses?
I had a whole problem. It was absolutely terrible. And I just feel like, I don't know. Now, you know, back in the day when Mario, Ray J, B2K, and then Omarion when he went solo. Mario, did I say Mario already? Sammy. Who was the other one? Pleasure P, which I never, ever, ever, ever liked.
Pleasure P can actually sing. That's probably the only one.
What's the name of the group he was in, though?
Pleasure P Peoples.
I literally can't remember the name of the group. That's just how much I put together. You know, the stuff was tight. It was cute. What was it?
I can't think of the name. I know.
Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky. What they called it.
Didn't like him back in the
Pleasure P can sing. I'll give Pleasure P that. He can sing. Mario can sing. But it was just,
it.
That was literally it.
I thought Sammy was all right.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell Ray J or Marion and
Sammy.
Bobby Valentino. I don't know what the hell they was doing. I'm really confused. Did y'all watch it or was it just me?
I did not watch it.
I did have the TV on, but I was like on my phone with it, man, because it was not engaging. You know what I mean? Like it was actually like the Key Sweat Bobby Brown thing.
No, that was good.
when Keith Sweat was doing all the singing, and Bobby Brown was doing like Ray J.
All right, now watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
I'm just keeping it 100.
Now, wait a minute.
Mario had the vocals. And he didn't. He came out with a watermelon. Him and his brother came out with a watermelon.
Do the brother sing? Like what was I only saw clips.
His brother was the DJ.
I'm gonna need them to just go back to taking pictures. Just go do that.
And just looking like Melanin Kings because the singing. I did see the watermelon eating and then I just stopped. I was like, I'm not doing this tonight. Why you got a watermelon? a whole
Oh,
ass watermelon.
Mario said something about that. He was like, "Come on with the props, man, with the watermelon, man. You
I
gonna
don't
sing or
understand
what?"
the significance of the watermelon. Was the watermelon supposed to represent something?
All right, so
I'm
so
thinking what
back
I think it
back
was
when they were doing their concerts and stuff like that, that was supposed to be a sexy thing that they was doing for the women, man, like eating a watermelon, like they was eating the JJ kind of thing. Didn't work for him. It didn't work for
but
him.
that wasn't the point of it.
It didn't work for him. It didn't work for him.
That wasn't the so what okay, so we're gonna let it go.
Okay, but did y'all see all of the Black Twitter comments and
Yes.
when Omarion, it was no, is it Marion? Is that his name? When
Yeah.
Omarion tried to call out
Yes.
everyone trying to talk about him, and they came for him. They came for him so bad.
I said, oh, so this is what's gonna get you mad. Now you didn't drag April and Little Fizz, but this is what's gonna piss you off. He was terrible. He was terrible.
Oh God,
He
it
was
was
terrible.
just hilarious.
I never really thought that Omarion could sing. I just liked his music, and I loved B2K.
Period. I never liked.
I liked him solo
It
too.
was popping. It was just candy pop music back in the day. Was it ever popping? I don't know.
I mean, B2K popped, and
Well, you know what I mean? Like you got a lot of studio people, and then you got people that are really live with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's starting to become the thing that's irritating me with R&B music. Now, let's not forget that back in the day, you had people who couldn't sing, who got in the studio and they could just auto-tune their voice and it was great. But it seems to me like there's more of that going on where there are literally artists being created that really don't have the talent to sing, but they look good visually, right? Versus good quality singers that are coming out. That's the thing that's starting to scare me because back in the day we had a whole bunch of just good quality singers. They could sing a cappella, they could do whatever. I just feel like things are being it's a very small you back?
Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I'm full Wi-Fi up. I can hear y'all.
Okay. You sure? Because you're going through some things. You all right? You sure you good over there?
Yeah. I had to walk this place to find the perfect Wi-Fi spot,
Okay.
Had
But
to
what
walk
I was
these
saying was,
dogs.
I think there's a lot of people that are just literally being signed. They may have a little bit of talent, but they have crazy sex appeal, and they're manufactured and pushed out there, and they can perform and they can entertain. But if you snatch that music off and make them go a cappella and sing, we get what we got on that versus battle.
I feel like that has always been the case. There's always been artists who actually have vocals, and then there's always been artists who've just been pushed for the limelight or because they're sexy that's
I agree with that.
Always been the case. It's always been the case. It's always going to be the case.
I
You just
agree
got to
with
know
that.
music for music and differentiate the two.
Right, but I think the problem is we're starting to get more of that and less of quality.
Oh, that's universal. Rap right now sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't rap about nothing.
Rap too, hip hop too.
You know what I mean?
Because I don't call it hip hop.
It's not much. It's not much R&B, man. That I can get into today, man. Like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, like, you don't serenade nobody no more, man. It's either like, yo, I want to come over your house and fuck you or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Instead of like a house is not a home when no one's
Mhm.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Although I that song, I didn't appreciate Luther until I became an adult. But I get it was terrible. It was sad music. Luther made me hot. Luther made me want to go sit under the fan. But as I got older, I was able to appreciate him. But I still,
you had ever seen him live, man? It was like
I wish I could have seen him live.
Never seen him live.
Only thing you don't like about it, man, is like it takes him an hour to get set up. I see him at a Cool Jazz Festival. He had a 21-man orchestra, and they had to get it all set up. All the music that you hear in his was the orchestra. There wasn't no DJ sitting there playing a track or nothing like that. Yeah. But when he came out, he got real.
But see, that's the thing that I love about music is instruments. I love hearing drums. I love hearing a guitar. I love live bands that come with instruments, and you don't see much of that anymore either. So I don't know.
We
That's
do
just my
that.
opinion.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't see much of these people performing when they do these versus battles in some of these concerts. You don't see them.
Versus is not a concert, so we're not talking. We're talking about
It's supposed
concerts.
to be, it's
Yeah,
supposed to be a battle or a concert, but when you're looking at at a concert, it's today's generation. I'm not talking about our people that come in. I'm talking about today's generation. You don't see them coming in with bands. You don't
I
see
mean,
them.
do y'all hear? Do y'all listen to Jasmine? Like, yes, we do. Do y'all listen to
I'm not
Anthony?
saying nobody does it. You're
Yes,
missing
we
what I'm
do.
saying. I'm saying it's not as popular as it has been in the
I'm
past.
saying yes, it is. It's just
I
as
don't.
popular.
I
I
don't
don't
agree.
think it's popular. Mint Condition, I believe, was the last band. After that, what
Well,
else we got?
there is a few out there, like she said,
It
Jasmine
is. Y'all just
Sullivan.
not going to see them, apparently.
It's a few out there, and I get what y'all saying. There are some people that's just coming with a DJ that's playing a track, but there are some people that when I'm talking about a band, I'm talking about somebody with a saxophone.
Right.
I'm
Y'all
talking about
gotta go to
somebody.
the Cincinnati music festivals. Y'all gotta go to Baltimore. Y'all, I mean, we go to these places every year. They are there. You just gotta go to the right ones. I ain't trying to go to War Memorial. I ain't trying to go to the auditorium. You may go see that there. You gotta go to where they at, and they are there, and their dance is popping.
I don't know. I just don't see. I don't think bands are popping like they used to back in the day.
I agree, Cecily. I think those is groups that
Yeah.
hired a band to play with them. You know what I mean? They're not no band.
Right.
What other group is a band? Tell me a group then. That's what I'm talking about.
Hamilton travels with his band.
Who?
Hamilton, Anthony.
Hamilton? Anthony
Anthony,
Hamilton?
yeah,
Yeah,
Anthony Hamilton.
He,
Tank
he,
travels with a band.
they are singers that hire bands.
They
Mint,
travels with a band. No, they have a whole band.
Mint Condition was a band.
So
You know what I mean?
what Craig is saying is Tank goes out and finds a band and ensembles and puts it
He
together.
has his own band.
Whereas
Nah.
what he's saying is
Nah.
Mint Condition was actually like everybody in that group was Mint Condition.
Played
It
an instrument.
Playing an instrument that was Mint Condition.
Yeah.
Instruments they sang. Stokely saying that you don't see as much anymore. As much as he's saying, people going out and hiring a band and bringing it in. So I agree with that.
Anthony has a band.
Yeah.
Anthony,
Yeah,
Anthony
want
has a whole band. Yeah.
I want to know what's the name of his band.
That's my guy, or Jasmine Sullivan. I mean, those are the type of music that I listen to. So that's what I'm just saying, the type of music that I listen to.
Okay.
I think the state of music has definitely changed drastically. And a lot of the stuff that I hear is just trash.
Oh, yeah.
Some people that you can pull out that's going to be good, like Jasmine Sullivan, like damn, I just forgot the name of the girl that I was listening to her today. But there's some people you can pull out. It ain't many that I can pull out, but there are some that you can pull out. The rest of it to me is just garbage.
But that's what I'm saying. Even when Mint Condition it wasn't many then either. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't many then.
It was more than you're going to see right now. It was more than you see right now. The 90s compared to now, it was definitely more than what you see.
I think it was few and far between then, and it's few and far between now. You could just name them on your hand. Is what I'm trying to say. Then and now.
I definitely don't agree with that. I just felt like music was stronger and better back then, and now it's not. That's just my opinion. But the versus battle was trash, and I didn't. And I watch all of them. But
anywho,
I couldn't do it. Now you feel like it wasn't trash.
What the band? I mean the verses?
Yep.
Oh shoot, it sucked.
And with that being said,
I haven't really seen the verses lately that was not trash.
I liked it the Dipset and
oh my gosh, that was the best versus battle ever.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, you should have just stopped after that. That was the best battle ever.
I think out of the 30 or 40 verses that has been, it's only been 2 or 3 that I believe was decent.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the Alicia Keys and the John Legend?
Was that
that was in the beginning.
Okay.
That was real nice.
think when I started paying attention, it may have been the first one, was Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, and that
Yeah.
was when it was doing what it was supposed to do. Was they were home and just playing their
Yeah.
music, enjoying
Maybe
it.
Yeah.
it's someone that's real music, I guess. I don't know. I don't consider all of them
Yeah.
real music or music that I would listen to, maybe.
Yeah, I'm all about Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, so that was just a whole vibe. That was one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
Cecily, how did you feel about Keith Sweat jumping on your boy Bobby Brown?
Keep Sweat. Annihilated Bobby Brown.
Think about
Let
that.
him out.
Tore his ass
I'm
up.
gonna be
Tore
honest.
his ass up.
Let him out flat.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought Keith did a little bit better than Bobby. But y'all know I'm
A
gonna always
little
rock
bit.
A
a
little
little
bit.
Little
bit
bit.
because there were some pitchy moments with Keith too. The only thing that's so pitchy with Keith is Keith actually and did that outfit change. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Keith was like, "Yo, man, my name's Sweat, but he over here sweating."
Yeah, but he was drunk as hell, just like Bobby. He was drunk as hell. But I actually enjoyed that one too. That was a vibe too. It just kind of made me feel like, I mean, I was not,
I mean,
you know,
I'm happy that they playing and they're playing music. You know, I'm gonna rock with me
it's
either
good
way.
music. Being able to sit back and reminisce on good times, which I love to do. Bobby and Keith took me back to, I mean, I wasn't in high school when that stuff was coming out. I was in elementary school. But it took me back to those, you know, those memories and those good times.
She just aged y'all.
Yeah, y'all was
She just aged y'all. She said she was in her elementary school.
He said he went to a Luther Vandross concert.
She was in elementary school when y'all was in high school. That's literally what she said.
Luther Vandross died at the beginning, somewhere around the beginning of the 2000s, and JT said he went to a concert. He just dated himself.
You said Luther Vandross started at the beginning of 2000.
He died in the beginning of the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
I think I was like 24, 25 when he died.
I seen him at the Cool Jazz Festival.
Yeah, I really wish I had seen him. I want to see Anita Baker, but she gonna have to bring them costs of them tickets.
She was
down.
there too.
You gotta go see Anita in Detroit. You can't go see her in Vegas.
No, we're gonna have to see Anita when she do a regular tour because she
go see her in Detroit. She got regular prices in Detroit.
Yeah, she's doing $1,000 plus tickets now, and I don't like her that much. Ain't got nothing new lately.
Not in Vegas.
Nothing new lately. All right, so with that being said, let's just kind of slide right on into the topic that has stressed me out, and I'm gonna let you guys talk first, and then I'm gonna give my opinion on Roe versus Wade. But Roe versus Wade. I'm gonna let Jackie kind of jump this off, and I'll kind of recap what I think at the end.
All right, go ahead.
I gotta ask y'all a question because I ain't too good with understanding what's going on. So before women were able to have abortions, right? So now they take it away, and they saying that I thought that it was like you had to go out of the country to get it, but they saying some states are not going to allow it to happen, right?
Some states will.
So
the government is going to approve or deny. So the government basically has control over my body.
What you mean the government get the control or deny?
Well,
they feel like it's. Go ahead, JT.
It's the same as the weed epidemic, man. Like some states is legal, some states are not. That's pretty much what it is. The states are divided on that. So I mean, like the federal government is saying, or whatever you're saying, is saying that each individual state make y'all decision on how y'all want to proceed with that.
Which
so,
is
basically the Roe versus Wade used to be that where the women got to make the decision to choose whether they wanted to have an abortion or not. So with them overruling that or changing that decision is made by the states now. So if your state says that abortion is illegal, you cannot get an abortion in that state.
And you're gonna have to, which means you go to Mexico, you go to Canada, or you go to a state that will allow you to do it.
Okay.
Unacceptable in my opinion. So I think last week, between the gun laws changing and now New York is possibly going to be an open carry state with restrictions, from what I understand, after everything that happened in Buffalo to this, I think at this point in time, I don't really know how comfortable I feel being a Black woman in this country. I mean, I already didn't feel, good being Black, but now being a woman and not being able to have a decision That's my personal decision now being taken away and somebody being able to tell me what I can and cannot do with my body. So I always put myself in the position of when I was raped at 18. And just thinking about how I felt at that time and possibly hoping that I wasn't pregnant by somebody that decided we was going to have sex whether I liked it or not. Had I gotten pregnant, I would have had an abortion. And I just think about that type of stuff fast forwarding today with women in those type of situations or having pregnancies that have to be terminated for the woman's health or for the baby's health. I mean, this just affects it in so many different legs and so many different areas. And to know that it's been overturned and women just really are going to be forced to live in situations that are not going to be good with us not being good for the child as well is just disgusting to me. Not to mention, this is just the beginning because they're going after contraception next. They're going after LGBTQ rights next. Like we're literally reversing history and
Yep.
going all the way back. And it's just it's scary and unsettling and unnerving for me.
Well, see, that's the problem. I believe that certain um, organizations are going to band together when it comes to them gay rights. Them people are going to come together and make
We're gonna
sure that
fight to
Clarence
get right.
Thomas wants to overturn gay rights. He wants to overturn contraception. He wants to take away literally everybody's rights. So and he's literally said that's next. And I
Mhm.
just believe that when the letters community are going to come together when it comes to overturning gay rights. They probably are going to happen. They're powerful.
Yeah, the
I feel
LGBTQ is
like,
very
I mean,
powerful.
and don't get me wrong, I feel like a lot of the women movements were there. They stood up. They're still standing up. They're marching. They're banning. They are getting signatures. You know,
They're
I just
currently
don't
protesting now.
understand. I, I don't understand what is the logic of overturning Roe versus Wade. I don't. I honestly just don't get it.
Well, a
Where
lot of people are thoroughly against and disgusted now, especially since, and when I say people, I mean Republicans that are thoroughly disgusted. And let's just take a step back from the political party. Let's go back even further. Now we're talking about Christianity and this country and Trump trying to bring back Christian values, right? What they feel Christian values are, and them feeling as if abortion is murder and you're not supposed to be doing it under any circumstances. So that's the first thing is that these people tend to think that we can go back in time and bring the Bible back and put the Bible in a position to dictate and control people, which is what it's been religion does anyway. It's to dictate and control. That's one. And two, white supremacists, racists. There are people who really are of the mindset out here that believe they are literally being extinct. They're going to be extinct. So stopping this is going to help them. I mean, I was shocked when a lady said this is protecting white rights. I was confused. I was like,
don't
what the hell are
get
you
the
talking about?
logic. There's
Well,
no
white
logic
life,
in
I
that.
mean. It was white life. She said that this overturning is protecting, and it just blows my mind that these people really think that this is gonna make sense or it's gonna help just as much as it doesn't make sense to think if you go get an AR-15 and show up the tops and kill 10 black people and just drive through Buffalo and kill black people, you're gonna kill off the black race. It doesn't make sense, and this type of shit drives me fucking crazy. These are the people we live amongst. It doesn't
So,
make any sense.
so do y'all think they're gonna close Planned Parenthood now?
No, I don't think they'll
Well,
close it. I think they're gonna make it difficult.
That's not what Planned Parenthood's for.
Planned Parenthood has so many different other avenues besides abortion,
Yeah,
so it's not going to close them down. But
they're gonna definitely make that part difficult.
Well, I mean, I've always said, man, there's a lot of rules in a free country. You know what I mean? I mean, like I mean, I think it's to each his own. I can't really speak about that because I'm not a woman that's been in that situation. But I think that you guys should be able to have the right to make your own decision on how and which way you want to go. So I mean, like if you don't want to have one, fine. If you do want to have one, fine. But it should be your choice. I don't know, understand why, who, and where, and why they even why this was back in the 70s. Why they even looking at that? Why are they even talking about that?
I
Right.
don't get it. I don't understand. And I agree. I may not be a particular person personally who believes in abortion, but I am not a particular person who believes that I have a right to tell someone else what to do with their body. I'm not a particular person that will believe like, so you're telling me I can't do, I don't have the choice. Well, who's going to raise these unwanted babies? Who's going to provide health for these unwanted babies? Who's going to feed these unwanted babies? Like, so in whatever case, it may not even be unwanted babies. So let me back that up. I do apologize for saying that because there's different avenues of having abortions. What if it's the life of yourself versus the life of the child? What if the life that the child that you're carrying is actually killing you, and you find that the baby is in your tube, and it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. Or is there's so many different ways or reasons why people have an abortion. It's not always about unwanted. What if it's a 12-year-old child who was raped? What if it was a mother, a father who choose to make the decision because
they got 300 kids already,
or that. What if it's a father who your wife just went into a coma due to childbirth, and you have to make a decision: do you bring in the unborn child who's killing your wife, or do you save your wife? Like, there's so many different avenues of abortions and so many different reasons. So who am I to make the choice of someone else's decision of something that has nothing to do with me over a child that I'm not even going to raise?
Right. And here's my thought on piggybacking off of what Jackie said. I actually am not. I think abortion should be there for whatever it's for. Now, if you ask me my opinion on it, I'm not for it for certain things. Right. For me, not necessarily for you. Just what I choose to do. I have driven people to abortion clinics and been there. I've been that friend, whether I agree with it or not. That's what they needed in terms of support. I was there. I think a lot of the problem that people have in this country, and not just about abortion, but just in period, is getting way too invested in other people's decisions, especially when those decisions have nothing to do with you. Like, if you don't like abortion, then don't get one. But you shouldn't be stopping or controlling somebody else who wants to get an abortion for whatever the reason is, right?
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's just you don't like it, so that means universally everything has to stop. And it just until it's you. Now when you're in that situation and now that decision is something that you needed to make, it's not available because you were there to stop it, but because you never had to be in that situation before. It just bothers me.
So I mean, to move on, like where do we go from here? I mean, so if you can't get one in New York, you got to go to Pennsylvania.
Well, no. So the next step is to make sure you vote in your district. You make sure you vote in your jurisdiction. You make sure you vote in your state. You make sure you show up to them polls. You make sure that if that's what your choice is, because there's someone else who actually likes the Roe versus Wade, and they want it to be overturned, but it is what it is. But there is avenues now that they have overturned the actual ruling of Roe versus Wade. Now it's up to the states. So we just want to make sure that we are heavily broadcasting Democrats in your city, in your state, in your town, in your jurisdiction, because that's where decisions are going to be made.
Not just and also with that damn Supreme Court, I just really feel like people can get on the Supreme Court and stay there to the day they die. They could get there at 30 and leave at 95
to 82. Right.
Yeah, there has to be some type of damn limit. That's not necessarily meaning that we're going to get all Democratic, judges in. You're still going to get some, crazy ones. But
that, Cecily, since you said that, that's why we got to kind of respect this decision, because all this stuff got to be rewritten. A lot of stuff got to be rewritten.
Thomas?
Huh?
Whose decision do we have to respect?
I'm saying that the Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court decision, because a lot of stuff, man, we got that was written in the 1700s. I mean, it's a whole different lifestyle now. The whole Constitution needs to be rewritten.
It does. As
That's
far as I'm
You know?
concerned, it needs to be burned. We're going, like you said, we're going off something that was written in what, 1775?
I
I
mean,
think it was.
if you want to be
You know?
honest, all of those rights, it wasn't for us anyway.
Right.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
was never meant. It was never meant for us. It was never for
Exactly.
us. It wasn't the time frame. We weren't even. We were still slaves, so it
Right.
wasn't even meant for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that being said, man, like we can't be Republican or Democratic. We got to be for the people that's for us. Meaning, like, yo, whoever's talking good for us is what we got to do. I don't want to stay stuck in a box, man, because like a lot of times you got some Democrats that's tripping too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And,
Right.
and like we have to look and say, hey, man, like, yo, when it starts, like what Jackie said, it starts in our city and our district and all of those things, man. We have to be able to control our own city.
And then, not to mention, taking a step back from that, it's also education. Because I'm not even going to lie to you. Prior to Trump's presidential reign, whatever you want to call it, I didn't pay attention to government and politics. I really didn't.
Well, you paid attention when Barack came in.
I didn't pay attention when Barack was in there either. The only thing I liked about it was that he was black. That's it. I wasn't paying attention.
Hey, when you get over here, man, you go stand in the corner.
Hey, I'm be honest. There's so many things that have gone completely over my head.
So you never voted prior to that?
Before? I voted. So what happened is I don't generally watch the whole process. I get right up until when they do their debate, whatever they say. And I generally vote Democratic, even though I'm registered as an independent. I generally will vote Democratic. So in the past, what I would do is listen to the debate, go in, vote Democratic, because that's just what I did, even though I'm listed as an independent, because I usually like to, sometimes I'm Republican, sometimes I'm Democratic. It really kind of depends on what we're talking about. But I never really paid attention to issues that weren't things that affected my world. So if it like, for example, I'm going to say this.
I want to know, do JT have ghosts?
Yeah, because your door is totally open.
Nah,
that's a grandbaby. I got a button, man. I got a button, man, that I push, man.
I'm sorry.
I didn't pay attention.
Somebody grab me. Y'all come and get me.
We will. And if it's a ghost, we're gonna be there with our anointing oil. I can tell you that right now. I got my anointing oil. But
I didn't think y'all was gonna catch that.
I just usually that's what's happening. When we open, he just got still like that.
I was like, that's about the third time. And that baby's so quiet.
Yeah, my baby ain't feeling good.
I never paid attention like I should have paid attention until Trump ran. And then when Trump ran, and I was like, well, first of all, why are we letting Donald Trump? He's not even, what is he doing? I thought it was a joke. I was like, ain't nobody going to vote for no damn Donald Trump. And then when they did, I was like, oh, all right.
This ain't real.
I was like, no, this got to be, he just acting stupid. And then when he got
here's the thing that we have to think about.
So
Donald Trump won the election, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who the hell did he lose to?
He lost. I mean,
like what kind of person couldn't beat him?
Is a woman?
No, and that's the sad part about it, because that is the most sad part about it, is the fact that he won.
Right.
Like, there was several opponents that was better than him.
Oh,
and they still chose the imbecile.
But keep in mind, it was also Hillary. So people didn't want a woman president. People didn't want Clinton in office.
Yeah,
right?
but
nobody likes Hillary. Plus, Hillary said she was never going to run for president anyway.
Yeah, but the Democratic race had several candidates. They chose Hillary.
Right, they chose Hillary, and they chose Hillary. So that's the point. Like, it's, you look at the decisions and where the country pushed the decisions to. And at the time, it was a matter of who's gonna fuck me best. Well, Trump said he would give me some oil first before he did it. Hillary says she gonna do it dry. I'd rather get fucked with oil. And you just pick the lesser of two evils. You didn't really
Yeah.
have a choice.
So you think
Even
that
with Biden.
Trump was the lesser of two evils?
I voted for Hillary, but what I'm saying is neither candidate was good in my opinion. Neither one. I don't like Hillary. I don't like Trump, but I got to vote.
I mean, even if you go back to any candidate, you know, you're not gonna like all portions of the candidate, no matter what race he was. There was no all portions of Obama that we liked. So there was.
I didn't even
not
know
much about Biden because Biden was so heavy in building laws and things in the back in the day to stop black people. So I wasn't interested in him either. But 4 more years of Trump, Biden, it was the same decision. Who's gonna give me the oil when they fuck me? You gonna do it dry or you gonna at least put me up?
I know Trump better not run again or he gonna win.
He's trying to.
Biden ain't gave us nothing.
He's trying to. He's on the political campaign. He is trying to
come back because he was not
he feels they took the election from him.
Hey,
he
man,
really feels that.
I'm voting Trump, man, because I got I need a couple more stimulus, and then we're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? But Biden ain't giving up nothing.
I'm gonna get your own money together. You don't need no
nothing.
So whether
we giving the stimulus back in our gas and in our groceries and in our taxes. So stop playing.
Our pants are down and we bent over.
Nothing.
Right.
Okay? Our taxes got ate up. He ain't give us nothing.
Right now, we're paying for that stimulus in our gas and our food and everything
we already
else.
paid for it in our taxes. If you want to be honest, anybody that claimed taxes should have looked at that shit.
You didn't have no choice because that's one of the first questions. Did you get?
You wasn't given anything.
Yes, I was.
Okay,
I was. Yes, I got me some stimulus.
You're paying it back. You just don't realize
ain't no other president gave me shit. Inflation and all that shit went up any goddamn way.
Yeah, but them little piece of checks that they gave us, like you said, if you think about it and figure it out in your budget, you paying it more than that back by now. You paying it back, and like you said, in gas alone, food, everything done gone up.
All right, so anywho, we have to educate ourselves, man.
JC, that was really ugly of you to just anywho me. I wasn't done.
No, I wasn't anyhooing you. Just you. I'm just saying, man, that we have to. We just have to educate ourselves, man.
He swiped left for you. He was like, swipe.
Yeah.
Anywho, you know what I'm saying? Because I think we're getting a little political here. You know what I'm saying? But we just have to educate ourselves, man. There's some votiness that getting ready to ramp up here in our own town that we need to be like dealing with.
Get to the polls.
Yeah, we got to be dealing with.
Find out who your judges are. Find out who your jurisdiction. Find out what your school board. Like, get to the polls.
Because you walk into the courthouse and you look
who's
at
your legislator.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the thing I think about too. Is like we got a presidential election getting ready to come up. Biden, there's no way Biden is going to win. His approval ratings are lower than Trump's at this point in time. So I think to myself, I know that the president can't really do much of anything without legislation and everybody else. So why am I voting for a president when I should be focusing on the people that actually do all the decision making and the legs underneath it?
I'm going for like younger people. Like if you look at the Senate and the House and all of that stuff, everybody looks like they're over 80.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you people that's over 80 don't know what my kids are going through.
Oh my God, right.
You know what I mean? And what they're gonna be dealing with.
Geritol and Benefiber and all that crap.
Sure, but Biden looked like he about to fall out, man.
He did. He just fell out last week.
He fell off his bike.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, we got to get somebody in there that's going to be tough. That's what I liked about Obama, man. He was well versed in communication and talking to you.
Yeah.
I never listened to a president as much as I listened to him.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, like we could say he didn't do this, he didn't do that. You know what I mean? But
here's the thing, like each president that's going to come in has so much work to do to clean up. They're never really, in my opinion, going to do everything that they say. There's so much they have to start from here to get here. So even if they put things in plan now, you're not going to see the effects of it, in my opinion, from what I think, for years to come, unless you get people in there to reverse it. Oh. So I never go in there thinking they're going to do everything they say they're going to do, especially because they're not even able to do it because they they got to go to legislation, and if legislation says yes or no, that
Exactly.
determines whether they're going to do it or not. So
He's the fall guy.
yeah,
Basically.
Exactly.
yeah, they're not God. It is what it is. So last topic I want to slide into our parents, and when is it going too far to either defend yourself, or when or what is too far in terms of addressing your parents, either defending yourself, having conversation with your parents and cussing. How far is too far? I'm gonna let y'all
Um,
tag this one and I'll jump in last.
I don't know. I think it depends on how you was raised. Like me, I could never, ever, ever, ever have a cussing contest at my mama or my dad. But you know, I mean, some people that that's just how they was raised, and that's how they family. So I don't know. Maybe it's based off of individual families, but that won't happen in our household. I don't think. And I know for a fact, my brother, either one of my brothers, would be cussing at my mama or my dad too. So it's
Oh,
hard.
never.
Never
I don't even think that. I didn't even think that was possible until I see it in
possible.
real life. You know what I mean? What we have to recognize, man, is that and I'm only speaking from I'm speaking from a person that had relatively good parents. You know what I mean? Like I can't speak for everybody. You know what I mean? But if you do have a disagreement with your parents, my thought is to you be grown enough to walk away. Be grown enough to just walk away and say love you, bye. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like and on the other hand, what I'm saying is like my parents have never been in my face as an adult cussing me out either. You know what I mean? So I can understand the pressure that you could be put under by someone in your face, parent or not, man, jacking you up because you're in your 25, 30 years old, and your parents like motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand that kind of teaching, man. That could ever come across. I mean, like again, these are the people that taught me how to walk, talk, eat, sleep, drink, whatever. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I mean, like how I got to be forever ingratiated to these people. You know what I mean? But and the other thing, man, is that they never, they never did this to me, man. So I'm speaking from a different place.
Yeah, I
JT,
think
I got. Now go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I think it just has a lot to do with morals and respect and values, because I don't personally see, because I think the particular topic was, can we defend ourselves or talk to our parents? And I don't have a problem, or I don't see an issue with talking to your parents or defending your parents, or confronting your parents, or if they're, because parents are wrong too. Discussions can be had without being disrespectful. Discussions can be had without losing your morals and your values of respect. So yes, we can defend ourselves to a parent or a person of value without cursing, without being disrespectful, without, you know, being combative. I mean, I just know that there's a way to do that. I was never raised to raise my voice at my parents. I was never raised to be respectful. I knew better, first of all.
Mhm.
Um, my parents wasn't having that. My dad would, uh, what I probably wouldn't be living had I raised my voice at my mother. My daddy would have slapped me back. Um, so
sounded like Malcolm X, like that when you said that. Probably wouldn't
I,
be living.
I knew better. But even with my kids, I have, like you said, we have grown kids, and I don't curse at my kids. I've never cursed at my kids. My kids don't curse in front of me. My kids do not curse to me. I just was raised with a level of respect. I taught my kids at a level of respect. My kids are able to talk to me. Their kids are able to come to me. My kids are able to disagree with me. We're able to have civilized conversation in disagreements. And even when I talk to my mom, I even have disagreements my parents to this day, and I'm able to talk to them and tell them how I feel without it being disrespectful.
Well, I'm speaking to the parents that are acting like precious mama.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Tammy Triola. I don't know. I might be saying her name wrong, but yeah, she's saying that like some parents think that any talk to any talk back is disrespectful, meaning like, I can't give my opinion to my parent.
Now, let me interrupt you right there because that was actually the point I was going to make, and I'm glad she shared that. I have that problem right now going on in my household with my mother. My mother thinks anything that I don't agree with, and I'm never disrespectful to my mother. I've told you guys before, my mother got hands. So even though she's saved and she's somebody, Pastor Honey, that woman can turn into Satan real quick, and I know it because I'm the only
not Satan.
Satan. I'm the only one of her 4 kids that got beat down, and my mother got some.
She did not mean that, Miss Bruton. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She didn't mean it. Not Satan.
My mother turns into somebody else. It's not nice when you come for her. But one of the things that I'm not going to use my mom as an example because I don't want her to feel attacked. However, what I'm going to use as my own self is I now have adult children. My children, anything my children were saying to me that was not in agreement with what I saw was disrespectful. And that's just something I really had to relearn and to unlearn and to understand that my children have opinions. And a lot of the stuff that I've taught my kids.
And you said that's how you were brought up. That's how
I was brought up.
What was instilled in you, which is how in turn you put
how I'm repeating it. So I want to completely dead that. And I didn't realize that until actually last year, but I had a conversation with my oldest child about it. And now my daughters are free to come and talk to. And this has always been the rule in our house. You can come talk to me about whatever you want to talk to. Just watch your tone. Watch how you're talking to me. Watch whether or not that voice is raised. Watch your tone. But if they don't agree with something, we can talk about it. It may not change. And then you got to respect the fact that it ain't going to change. Or maybe I am wrong, or maybe I need to sit on it for a minute. I tell people a lot. Sometimes when people come to me about stuff, I may not accept it right away. I might need to sit on it for a couple of days and let it marinate in my head. But I can't to get back to the point of the question. My mother and I, like I said, I love my mother to death. I respect her. I look up to her. But we literally bump heads because when I don't agree with her, she sees it as disrespect and she doesn't want to have anything to do with me. And I've been in situations where my mother has been right in my face, even as an adult, going off on me because I've just gone too far for her, right? And even in them scenarios, I could just never. Could I handle my mom? I probably could give my mom a good round, but I just couldn't. I'm not even going to go there with her. Like,
ding, 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 ding.
I'm probably give my mom I'm still getting my ass whooped, but I'll probably get a couple swings in real quick. But long story short, it's just not something that I ever would do. So when I see people doing that with their parents or cussing around other adults, it just makes me so uncomfortable.
So I had a whole situation. This is some years ago. I had a picnic. My mother walks in the room in the group of women that was in my kitchen, generally who curse, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
My mother walks into the kitchen and this group of women just continued to curse. And I was like, did you somebody bump your head? Y'all didn't just see my mom walk in? Is you crazy? Right. You just not any kind of way in front of my mother. First of all, y'all better check your tone. You can get the fuck out of my house. Right. Like and then they was so confused and combative, like, what? This is just how I talk. This is the way I talk.
Yeah, not around my mama.
I always talk like this. And I was like, you can't be that stupid where you don't understand the fact that I don't want you to curse around my mother. My mother just walked in the room. Please watch your mouth. Literally, this is literally all I said. And they really was pissed at me. Yeah. Where I was like, well, you can leave. Exit the building. There go the door. Like, I can't believe that we really had an argument over the fact that she thought that I was being disrespectful to her because I asked her to stop cursing in front of my mom. She was like, oh, this is how I do. I call my kids curse. I curse. This is just how I talk. If you asking me not to be me. And I was
damn right.
Like,
you damn right. You damn right.
I feel so uncomfortable. I'm 43 years old. And I feel so uncomfortable cussing in front of people,
I
mama.
was like, because at first, the first two curse words, I just look like, okay, I'm gonna let it, it slipped, and then after the fourth and the fifth, I was like, girl,
Wait a minute.
you don't see my mama sitting right here? You're not gonna just keep cursing in front of my mama.
But
Girl,
my
come outside. Come out. That's just how I talk.
In them situations with people, I guess my question is, like Craig said, their upbringing. What, that wasn't a standard in your household?
Yeah.
And then
We
after
didn't-
the conversation, the next day she came to me offended. She was clearly offended because I hushed her. I told her, to stop. I disrespected her. I embarrassed her, is what she said. And then she was like, it's disrespectful for me to think that she should change her ways because that's just how she is. And I'm beginning to tell her, like, girl, I don't care how you is. I don't care what you do with your mama. You ain't gonna do that with my mama. I don't care what how you do with your kids. I don't care how you, this how I talk to my daughter like this. I talk to my mama like this. I don't care. If you don't respect your mom, I bet you respect mine. And if you can't respect mine, then you don't need to be in her presence.
Right. But I think that also goes back to, there's a couple things that bothers, that goes back to, that bothers me, because it's going in someone else's house and respecting somebody else's rules and expectations in their house. So what goes on in your house or goes on in somebody else's, if you come over here to mine, this is what I expect in my house. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. Like, if you are a person that, I guess I look at it like this. My mother is 62 years old. My grandmother is 82 years old. I'm 43. I'm not equal to them. Yes, we're adults, but there's a standard in my brain. I am never going to
level of respect.
It's a level of respect. I'm never on their level. We're not equals just because.
But to even go further, it's a level of respect. I could never cuss out somebody or cuss around somebody that's my mother's age. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care.
Mrs.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like I said to y'all before offline. You know what I mean? If I cussed out my mother, I would have to probably fight my brothers, my cousins, my uncles, my aunties, and shit. I would have to. I mean, I might as well just go ahead and raise a gun at the police.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's ridiculous. It's just disrespectful. No way around it. But what I'm saying is like what you like you said, like your kids can come to you and talk to you, but watch your tone.
Watch your tone.
Right. But are you watching your tone too?
Now
right. It goes both ways. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the question. And it's a hard thing to do because I've been raising you since you was a little kid, and sometimes I don't see you as an adult.
Yes, that's the transition.
A young adult.
It goes okay. So let's talk about that. What doesn't really matter if they're kids, because we probably shouldn't be doing it when they're kids as well. Sometimes we disrespect. We're doing certain things, and I think you touched on that earlier.
Yes, Tammy said that she doesn't curse around her kids.
Yeah. And it's like, that it's just again, that should be taught and instilled. Like,
right.
If your kids watching you act amok, they're gonna act amok. Your kids are watching you. Like, you can't tell your kids to do something that you don't do. You know what I mean? It's like what they call it, calling the pot black, whatever.
The kettle, yeah.
Yeah, I was that what they said. So it's like, we can't talk to our kids any kind of way, no matter what age they are. We shouldn't be cursing our kids out. Like, we should have a level of respect that we talk to our kids. Again, it goes back to morals and values. I can't be sitting there calling my daughter little bees and what the F you doing and cursing them out and every time they do something bad or every time I get mad, or like, I got to control my tone as well when I'm raising my children.
Right.
Whether they're adults or whether they are, whatever age they are.
I received that.
I've seen it in stores where I've seen young mothers with young children, babies, and telling them to shut the fuck up or yanking them around, and they're babies. Like,
and then you get confused. Like, I don't know where they get that mouth from. They got it from you. They going to school cursing. They're going to school on the bus cursing. They don't have no respect for no bus drivers. They don't have no respect for no teachers. They don't have no respect for the elderly lady crossing the street. They don't have no respect, period, because there ain't no respect in their house.
Yes, at all. And this then bursts into that conversation about the village and the respect, because these kids they're not taught it. They're not even shown or seen that at home. So how you expect them to go out into the world and deal with other adults?
I think these
And
new
other
age, I don't know if it's new age parenting, but I think these type of parenting skills is poisoning our community because they think it's funny. They think it's funny when your little 5-year-old, little 3-year-old little girl cursing, or they think it's funny when your 3-year-old child is talking back to you and you're laughing. They think it's funny. Oh my gosh, she told me to shut the F up. They think it's funny. And I just don't understand. Or
I'm
they're
like,
carrying on this conversation in front of their kid, and then their kid repeat it, and then they act like they don't know where it came from. I just don't understand.
It's just a different time. Like, again, these kids, my mother never ever cursed at us. My father, my mother never did that. In fact, if my parents even had beef with each other, we never saw it. Like there's a lot that we were sheltered from and hidden from, right? Because we were kids. We weren't supposed to see that. My parents had company. It was never a conversation of get up and go. It was, oh, mama got company. Oh, they about to pull out the card table. Let's go upstairs. Nowadays, kids all up in grown people conversation. And I tell my friends all the time, you can bring your kids. My mouth is disgusting, especially if we start talking about my favorite subject, which is sex. So if your kids are around, I'm going to say whatever, right? So I don't want to hear, girl, my baby. Then baby shouldn't be here because I'm going to say I'm grown, right? Get these kids out of here. They're not, even my kids as adults, they shouldn't be sitting up under that. Yeah. Even I've had this conversation with my adult kids because they try to mosey in with other adults. No, you still are not allowed to be at this table.
I mean, like, I mean, like when I was growing up, man, we couldn't do a lot of things. Like my mother and father laughed and joked with us, but if they gave you a certain look or a certain tone,
you know what it meant.
You knew that something else was gonna come after that. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's never in the world, man, could I would walk into a living room where my father and his friends is sitting there talking, and I start getting into the conversation.
No way. I couldn't be in the room. I couldn't even be in the room.
No. Yeah. I couldn't even look. Like if my mother thought she saw my shadow.
If I was walking through to get to the kitchen and I wasn't walking fast enough, I gotta shoot through that.
Right. Because they looking at you like, I know you better move fast.
You being fast. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Get out grown folk business.
Man, I was at a barbecue a few years ago, man. This kid had to be probably like 7 years old, and we was having an adult conversation. And like the grandmother had said, go on in there. You don't need to be listening. The girl says, I wasn't listening to your conversation. And you know what I mean? And I got nervous because I was like, damn, this kid just got her ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? But nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happened. I was like, shoot, it couldn't have been me. Y'all better than me. Shoot, I felt like pulling out my belt and going in the house and whoop her ass myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's just stuff that we didn't do. And I taught that and instilled that in my own kids. Because again, it wasn't even about for my kids protecting them. It was because mommy about to have some inappropriate conversation. I don't need y'all to be sitting here listening because y'all about to hear something. So get out.
But you have to understand the importance to this. I was at a person's house, man, and he had 2 kids, and the mother said for them to go upstairs and clean their room. They stayed in there and watched TV. And my homeboy was like, man, see, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, she told the kids to do something, they ain't did nothing. She was like, well, what's the big deal? They're gonna go do it or whatever.
No.
And I was like, listen, you know what I mean? The big deal is you're sitting on the porch and you can see them down the street at the playground, and then you look down the other way and you see a bunch of boys running down here with guns and bats and knives, and you call them. Guess what? They're not coming because they're not listening to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's at a time that you're going to really want them to listen to you, and you're not listening. If my parents told me to go upstairs and clean your room, I had to go up there quietly, no stumping, no talking under my breath, no none of that stuff. Because
and I could have been cleaning that room.
They'd have followed me up there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And we didn't have.
I wouldn't have made it up there.
And then we had discipline and timeout. because you get a whooping, and then they say now after you get the whooping, they say now go to your room.
Yeah. You better not. I better not hear you crying. So now I gotta cry inside my chest.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna cry long. Don't cry long. You know what I mean?
Why I give you something to cry about?
Like,
I already had something to cry about.
But okay, okay. I don't want more. If that was the preview, I'm good on the show.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, I totally agree. I've heard people, and I've heard I've heard people curse their parents out.
Yeah,
I've heard it, and I just be sitting there watching like what's about to happen next. I just could never talk to my mother and my father like that.
there's something absolutely wrong with this generation. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say it. I believe it. It's something in that
I'm
milk
so
they gave these kids. It's something in the preserves. It is something in them texts. It's something in that food. It's something wrong.
well, it's some things that we are missing that we're not teaching our kids that our parents gave us that are actually tools that need to be still there.
But that's the thing too. There's two things. One, a lot of these kids being raised are raised by people we went to high school with that had kids in 9th, 10th, 11th grade, right? They wasn't done being kids and now they're having kids.
Oh, for sure.
And
For
then on
sure.
top of that, we took the things that the values, even though we didn't like it, we took things that we actually needed and didn't acknowledge was the reason that it happened was to put us in the positions that we were in to be successful and hardworking. We took some of those things away and kind of decided that we were going to reward our kids with things we never had, or you know, we actually learned and taught these kids from birth, this generation, I think, enablement and coddling these kids and rewarding them for rewarding, like, good grades got you this. You had to work all year to get this. Now
Right.
you just get it because you want it, right?
Oh, for
Or you
sure.
try to fit in. So
For
I
sure.
definitely think we took, and now we're looking at these kids that some of them, once they get to being adults, they're unable to get out here and take care of themselves. Like they go out here and they think that your reach is supposed to extend past childhood. Now they're adults and you're supposed to pay rent and keep buying Jordans and doing all this stuff. We just didn't teach them. Some didn't teach those values and didn't get educated well. And now these kids are out here just lost. That's part of it. That's all
I just think it's a lot to it, man, because like, these kids don't come outside. You
they don't.
meaning like I couldn't do stuff in front of my neighbors, especially the ones that talk to my parents. You know what I'm saying? And like, if my neighbor came and said that JT was over here doing this or doing that, and I'm standing there and I told them, no, they lying. Man, I'd probably get my face knocked off.
We ain't gonna say the word lying either. That was also
Just cause
That's where
yeah.
gone are the days that I could go outside and see a group of kids acting up and I could actually approach them. Gone are those days.
Oh shoot! But I think because those kids don't come outside, they don't interact with other adults, and they think that they could do whatever they want when they come outside their house, and the only person that they got to answer to is their parents.
I feel like, and I don't know this to be the case, but I feel like that if they feel they can do that outside the house, they got to be doing it inside the house.
I was just about to say that they're doing that in the house too.
Oh, for sure.
Because a lot of these parents are afraid of their kids or they want to be cool with their kids.
Yeah.
I made it very clear to my kids, I did not give birth to them to have homegirls. I got homegirls. I gave birth because I wanted to be a mother. I wanted to carry on my line and I wanted kids. I wanted to be able to instill me into the next generation. But I definitely didn't have my kids because I wanted homegirls.
Absolutely.
So I was never afraid of my children. And
I have a 28-year-old and a 25-year-old and a 23-year-old. And I am not my kids' friends.
No. Now we have a different relationship because they're adults, but we still ain't the homies.
Oh no. We can do things together. We can laugh and joke, and we can do all that stuff. But we still got a level of respect that we have to have here.
Yeah.
And I make sure that they understand that, man, because like and like when my mama's here, that's Queen Bee. She, like everybody respect it. You know what I mean? Kowtow, catch a fetch, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand a lot of this stuff, man, comes from not being able to tell your kids they were wrong. You're wrong. You was acting up in school. You was doing that down the street. You were wrong, and you're not getting that no more. You're not getting it. Kids don't want, it's some kind of sense of entitlement, man, that they gotta
Yeah.
have.
Very big sense of
I
entitlement.
don't know. I think
Yeah,
I don't.
that's what I call
Yes,
this
I don't get it.
an entitled generation. They have an assumed entitlement that they are just here and what they want will happen, and people are going to bow down and cower to them.
And they're just selfish.
And selfish.
Like
And some of them lazy. Don't want to work, don't want to do nothing.
Oh,
this generation is selfish and lazy, and I don't understand the gap in the generation of where that came from. I just don't. They don't want to work. They don't want to do anything that you're supposed to do everything from. You're supposed to give them something. If you are in a place and you worked and you paying your bills and they ain't paying theirs, you supposed to just give up to them because they don't have a car, because they ain't trying to get no car. They ain't trying to. You supposed to give them rides. You supposed to pay for the gas. You supposed to buy. Like, this generation is absolutely crazy. They don't want to pay no bills. They don't want to save their money. They don't want to do. They want to live with you. They want you to pay all the bills. This generation is lazy and selfish, and I do not understand.
Right.
I agree with that.
Oh,
I mean, they want to live here forever. I remember my daughter told me one time, well, white people let their kids stay home. Well, first of all, we ain't white.
About to say, you better go get that mirror.
And I mean, rephrase that. I don't have a problem with kids staying home. That ain't got nothing to do with kids staying home. I don't have a problem with kids to stay home till they get ready to die. If you doing what you're supposed to do, and if you working, if you're being responsible, and if you ain't got, like, if you ain't raising them up, and I ain't got no issues with you, kids can stay home as far as I'm concerned, however long they want to.
Not mine. They can stay here as long as if they are in college or in school trying to pursue education, yes. If they're home because they're trying to get on their feet and there's a plan and they're actively working that plan, okay, cool. But if you stay in here just because you don't want to go out in the world and get started, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because at some point you got to go. You got to jump, right? But I guess I shouldn't say I don't agree, because I do agree with you partially. You got to have a plan. Like, you got to be working towards something. Because I don't believe at 18, 19, 20, they should be out here paying bills. I wasn't ready to pay no bills. I didn't even understand how to pay bills. I didn't understand what credit was. I was completely uneducated. However, I got kicked out my mama house because I didn't want to mind my mama rules, and she was over it. And I got it. I respected that.
That's why you need to go. Correct.
That's why I left, because I didn't want to mind her rules, and she was right to tell me to leave, and I packed up and left. There was no problem. But as long as my kids are respectful, you can stay here, but you got to be working towards something. We're either in school and we're trying to chase a degree, and you're trying to, because I want you to go out here and get on and be on your feet. I don't want you to have to go. And what I try to tell my kids is I want you to work somewhere and do what you love for the rest of your life. So I want you to get on your feet. I want you to stack your bread. I want you to be smart about it. And then if you leave here at 27, 28 years old, then you're ready. But you got to be respectful, and you got to have a plan. You can't just be saying you're going to be here because you don't feel like getting out there.
Right.
So we've got some weird comments coming in here. So we've got somebody on here, Flu Klux Klan, affirmative action, abortions are the future. So we've got a troll on here that's on my, I guess, coming off my YouTube channel. We've got
I was about to say, I ain't see it.
And yeah, it's a troll, I think. And then we have someone by the name of Nia.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
That's your daughter. Okay. She says I don't feel like anyone has to bow down to me, but I'm going after what I want, hands down. Nobody will stop me. If that's entitlement, then hey, I was taught how to handle my own and how to provide for others. No selfish bone in my body. Okay.
Okay.
Cool beans.
That's right, Nia.
Okay.
She said she got a voice, and she's gonna. But that's literally what we said. Like, our kids are supposed to have a voice. Our kids are. Well, that's what I said. Our kids are supposed to be able to. I mean, I think we teach our kids to have a voice. We teach our kids to stand up for themselves, right? But they're just a way of doing that without being disrespectful. Without being being crazy. So, girl, I hear you, Nia. You're right, boo.
Yeah.
You supposed to speak
And
up.
we want you to. We want you to. We don't want you being out here being pushed around and punked. And no, we want you. That's
Oh, for
one thing
sure.
I do like about this generation is they are challenging some of the right things. In addition to the fact that I think that they are intelligent when it comes to technology, they are challenging the right things and pushing us forward in the right direction. So I will say that about millennials. I don't think they're all, I don't think the generation is all terrible, but there's also some negatives that comes with it. Nia says, "Look at my dad face."
I gotta call her when I'm finished because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. But anyway,
Says thank you. I received it, so I think she's thanking me for what we said. Yeah,
she was letting you hear her voice, Papa. Yeah. She got a voice and she has an opinion. Okay,
and
I don't play that opinion shit.
She's got the right.
Obviously, you raised her correctly.
No, I love her to death,
man. Chicken in that. I'm still mad at that chicken situation. You took that girl chicken, ate that baby chicken.
Girl, do you know how much food I put in that refrigerator? For you to be talking about what I took from her? Oh, her whole life. She been taken out of that refrigerator that belonged to me.
I can't stand with you on that one. You put the chicken in the refrigerator, it's supposed to be eaten.
Right. You are ate. Obviously, you ate what you wanted.
That one. Sorry, baby. My refrigerator. I take RG&E. I put groceries in the refrigerator. You eat mine. You put something in the refrigerator, I'm gonna eat yours. Okay.
Yeah. And here's the catcher. You know what I mean? She done ate all she could. You know what I'm saying? And put it in there talking about I'm gonna eat something tomorrow while I'm hungry today. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't stand with you on that one, baby. Can't you?
No, ma'am.
You don't want to eat it, you better not put it in my refrigerator, okay?
Yeah, leave that in your car. Leave that in your car.
That's my refrigerator.
I understand what you need. He shouldn't have ate your chicken.
Now that was Maya's chicken.
Oh, it was your other brother.
That was
Maya. Nia probably helped me eat the chicken.
Oh.
Now y'all starting to that was Maya. Listen, because I had to hear about it when I was over there.
Well, I want to go ahead and close out. That's therapy session for tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
I mean, when we at home, we ain't gotta close out. We can do what we want to do.
Y'all want to keep going?
I'm just saying.
What you trying to do? You trying to go get you a sandwich?
Studio.
I want to go eat, but
I knew you were trying to get a sandwich.
I just told y'all I got steamed broccoli and some chicken waiting on me. I'm hungry now. I done did my work for the day. I done did my walk.
I went for a walk today, guys. Yes. And that walk halfway took me out.
Yeah, these walks.
I was struggling trying to get back to the house. Like, oh my God.
And you know what, man? I laid in the bed until probably like noon and shit, man.
Why you didn't go to work? You was not at work today, sir?
It's my right side. It's all.
Oh, okay.
Old man blues.
It's my whole right side.
Right.
Yo. So here's one more thing. Hey, one more thing before you go get your steamed broccoli. There's been a huge topic, man, about a lady that has kids by several different fathers.
Oh my God, this is not this topic.
Oh, can you talk about that? Because I didn't see it. So what is that? I didn't hear. All right,
so I seen the video. The guy comes to the house with a cup of juice and maybe a Happy Meal for his son. And the mother is upset because he didn't bring nothing for the other kids. And he said, man, I bring food here every other day, man. I can't afford to be bringing all your kids something to eat.
And that's problem number one, but go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
But
no. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with what he said, but problem number one is the fact that he keeps bringing food over there for that child, and that means the other ones ain't eating. So why ain't nobody cooking?
Well, she said that you know that my food stamps ain't come yet.
Then you're not budgeting your food stamps, and that's
right. So the way she said the other kids, I'm assuming that it's not just one other kid. It's maybe 2, 3, 4, whatever. But what she did was like, like, give me the food. It took the food from the guy and shot it in the street. But for me, it's a whole lot of levels on that, man, because first off, you're not talking like you should be, like you're humble and you want something. You know what I mean? If I'd have came there for just my son and you was like, yeah, I got my other kids and we don't have nothing else to eat or whatever, do you mind like, yo, giving me $20 to go get some more food, or could you help us with some other food or whatever? But don't tell me like it's my obligation that I have to. You know what I'm saying? Now, morally, like, you know, I've been in the past, man, where I've come to a house, man, where my son is at and there's other kids there, and I bought food there because I knew that it was there. Or if I'm going to buy chips and my kids got other, you know, they got cousins and stuff over, I bring enough chips for everybody.
Or whatever.
But I'm not buying, now, especially at the price of the Happy Meals, I'm not buying 4-5 Happy Meals. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're gonna have to give me some food stamps or something back in return. I saw this on Facebook, but I wasn't able to really pay attention to it because I was in the field today. But I see that it's a hot topic, just like the Young Miami and the Puff Daddy thing. I'll tell you about. We can talk about that one real quick too. Okay. But I just don't understand. First of all, if it was me and I'm constantly bringing my child, I'm probably going to start if you can't feed my child and the others, I'm probably going to start having a conversation about removing my child. Because if I'm going to be doing this stuff, they might as well be with me where they're going to eat. That's probably the first thing I'm going to think of.
So I was thinking to piggyback off of that too, because I didn't see the video. I didn't see the video. I only heard snippets from Facebook or whatever. But so if this guy has said repeatedly that every time he come, he brings food all the time, and he didn't have it this particular time, right? Whatever. So, you know, one, he has to already know the type of person he's dealing with. That's right. Just nothing about whatever happened in that video had to be brand new to him. That's what I'm trying to say. Right.
Okay.
So he already knew what he was dealing with. He already knew the type of person.
Okay. You sound a little borderline. But go ahead.
So if that is the case, why wouldn't he go get his kid? Why would he bring food to
That's what I just said. Like at some point,
knowing that at
some point in time, we're going to talk about this child staying with me. Because it's apparent.
No, I'm not saying. No, we ain't saying that.
Me,
I'm not saying that. I don't know if that's the case that this child needs to stay with me. I'm saying, why didn't he go get his kid to go see his kid and remove his kid and then take his kid to go get something to eat? I
don't know if that has to happen. I think for me, if I know this person now, if this is a one-off, that's one thing. But it sounds like this is something that's repeated. So my question is not just if I don't bring my child some, let's say this was the one time I brought some McDonald's. Well, did they eat yesterday? Are they going to eat tomorrow? Am I going to bring food every week? Like what's going on?
I'm pretty sure they did eat yesterday and they're going to eat tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I think she was being combative because of the fact that he brought McDonald's.
Right. But my point is, like, I get your point, but my point is, if he's just bringing McDonald's because he's just bringing McDonald's, and again, I didn't see the video because he just wanted to treat his kid. I don't see anything wrong with that. It is not his responsibility to make sure every other child in that house eats. Those are not his kids. Right. He's taking care of his children, bringing food, buying clothes. That's his responsibility, not everybody else. Now, if I do it because I got a couple extra bucks and I want to make sure everybody good, that's one thing, but that's not an expectation. Two, if it's a one-off and I'm doing it as a little treat and you just got an attitude, then okay, that's one thing. But she said that she didn't spread her food stamps out for the month. So you didn't budget. So because you didn't budget, I'm supposed to now make up and cover everybody else because you didn't do what you needed to do with the money that they allotted you. And I'm pretty sure they didn't give you some bullshit ass amount, because I know when I was on food stamps for the 15 minutes I was on it, they gave me like $500 or $600 for 2 kids. That was way too much for me at that time. So I know if I got 5 or 6 for 2, I know you're getting more than that for others. But let's just say you're not. You have to be able to budget. And my question is, what's going on in this household? Are you selling the food stamps? Are you what's going on? Why? I'm going to be more concerned about the overall. Is my kid eating 3 meals a day on a regular basis? And if the answer to that question is no, I'm probably going to have to start thinking about, removing.
Well, I believe the video left a lot to the imagination because I don't know if he called her and said, I'm about to get Junior something to eat, and if she didn't have no food for the other kids, she could have said, hey, listen, we're all over here hungry. Don't go to McDonald's. Go get some noodles and some soup or something to help us all fall out or something like. I don't know. It was just too much. It's just too much left out of it.
Yeah.
To really come at it, because like, you know, you could look at both sides and say that, you know, somebody's tripping here. I mean, you could say he's not obligated, but you know what I mean, like I would feel kind of like messed up, man, if I came there just bringing my kids something to eat.
That's my point. That's my point. Like I'm not getting
now, I understand both of y'all point now, because I'm not going to do that every day.
Right.
Correct. And I think the video, so that's my point. I think the video said that. He said in the video that, you know, I usually bring food over here all the time. You know, I don't have it this particular time. So again, it's not his obligation to do it every time.
So
it's not his obligation to do it, period.
He's right. A precedent that she feels he needs to uphold every single time. And again, that is a precedent he chose to set. You don't have to do that. They're not his kids. So if the extra kids are not his children. So if he was doing it and this particular time he doesn't have enough, I don't understand what her problem is. He's done it on a regular basis.
I kind of feel like he probably should have just went and got his kid and took his
kid. In that case, yeah.
Then not brought it.
But yeah, and I get that, but I kind of feel like the lady that was playing the mother role on this thing, man, would probably like, no, you ain't taking him nowhere to get him nothing.
That might be
all
the
rest of the goddamn
you and if she's throwing, if she's snatching food and
that is my point. And when I said that, I'm pretty sure he knew what he was dealing with prior to going there. This can't be the first time this has happened. This can't be the first time that this type of altercation has happened. I'm pretty sure he knew the type of person he was dealing with for however old the kid is, the whole 9 years the kid's been live. I'm pretty sure he's been doing that.
We're going to have a conversation, and she's going to owe me some money.
I need to go watch this video.
I've been trying to find it again, man. I don't know who sent it to me, what platform it was on or nothing. I wanted to see it again.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
That type of stuff drives me absolutely crazy, but
I have a friend that just sent it. I gotta
jumping on real quick. I didn't even see it, so jumping on real quick about the whole Young Miami and Diddy thing. So of course,
what is that?
The Lifetime Achievement Award on Sunday.
Yeah, the BET Awards. Yeah,
I don't watch that either. It's DVR. Y'all, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah, well, I didn't think the BET. Well, I watched it because I was on the phone with somebody and we watched it together. I actually wasn't planning to watch it, but I got caught up. But nonetheless, Young Miami was in the crowd with a sign that was saying, I think she said, "I'm proud of you, Poppy," or something like that. She's got the sign up and she's like this, and Puffy's getting the award and performing. During the award, mind you, he's getting the Lifetime Achievement Award. During the award, he thanked Cassie. He paid tribute to Kim Porter. He thanked them and didn't mention Young Miami. What is her name? Carisha at all. So people then took to Twitter and took to the interwebs and started to say that she basically was playing herself. He didn't even acknowledge her. You know, she's playing herself. You're in the crowd cheering for him, and he didn't even give you a shout out, right? So I got a little confused because one, it was a Lifetime Achievement Award. Puffy been at this since the early 90s. Carisha wasn't even a thought yet. You know, she's swimming around in her daddy drawers. So I don't see anything wrong with him not giving her any type of recognition because she wasn't a part of anything that happened in that span of time that they were honoring for Puff Daddy. Kim Porter was.
Well,
Cassie was. Cassie was going to
see her.
So let me finish my thought. You can go. Cassie was there. Cassie was definitely there through the crazy times. Misha was there. Carisha's just getting on the set. Now, I feel like going forward, if they stay together and Puffy continues to do great things and he gets the Century Award or whatever, and they're still together, then yeah, give her a shout out. But I don't see how there's a reason she was a part of nothing. So what is he thanking her for?
So just to catch me up,
this is differently if it was you, but go ahead.
This is his girlfriend, right?
Period.
Yeah, they just started claiming each other.
All right, so I understand what you're saying, that you know he didn't she wasn't a part of all the accolades that he went through in this course of his lifetime achievement. But the other women that you were mentioning was his ex-girlfriends?
Yes.
Well, Kim is his baby's mother who's deceased, and Cassie was his ex-girlfriend of long time, of which helped him through some dark times.
All of these women were a part of Bad Boy. They were all part of getting this off and going.
All right, all right. So with that being said, I understand what you're saying, but me as a man, knowing that I have a girlfriend in the crowd, I'm going to have to say something.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Yeah,
So let me.
If she was actually a part of it,
let him finish.
Hold on,
No, let me finish. Let me finish.
Let him finish, and then he was gonna let me.
Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. Even if he says, I want to thank my girlfriend for showing up tonight.
Okay, but let me ask you.
No, wait, because I'm not done yet. He gonna go, and then I'm gonna go.
Okay, Jackie, say what you gotta say.
So
I'm through. Y'all go ahead. I'm through.
I was waiting for JT, and now I'm gonna go.
I'm through.
I just got a question, but let her say what she gotta say.
So again, I don't feel like it was anything wrong for him to do what he did, because he was supposed to acknowledge them. He was supposed to not, because they were there for him during those times. But there is no way that you're going to go through your whole speech, you're going to acknowledge all of those people, and you do not say anything about me.
But
I don't give a darn how long. I could have just got here yesterday. You're not going to sit there and acknowledge everybody and not say, but I don't think they should have dragged her. I don't think she played herself. I don't think any of those things, because she's supposed to be supporting her man. She's supposed to be there for him. We have no clue how long they've been together. We have no clue, what part she played. So you can't sit there and perpetrate like you do know, because you don't know. You don't know what part she played. You don't know how long they've been together. You don't know how long they've been talking.
If you watch the interview that she did with Puffy, we definitely do, because she explained that. They talked about that.
Okay, you don't know anything about what her part is of how he helped her. You don't know anything about that.
But not in the span of the Lifetime Achievement Award. I understand that, but not in the span of a
girlfriend. She did do whatever, but you not about to sit here and mention everybody and don't mention me.
Well, for me, you can totally sit here and mention everybody and not mention me.
And you not
first of all, okay, Jackie, I gave you your chance. I gave you
you're not going to get here and tell me that you can have a problem with that if your man
did. I'm sit here and tell you that. You can't tell me what I can tell you.
I know you. Girl, please.
Feel like
tell me that you would not have a problem if your man did.
I'm not dating anybody famous. If I just arrived on the scene, what are you thanking me for? I didn't do it.
Have a boyfriend.
I just showed up.
So showed up and did a toast about his ex, and then say nothing about you, and you would have a problem.
Every single thing to do with his success. I had nothing to do with his success. I'm on the end benefiting from it. I didn't have nothing to do when he was struggling, when Bad Boy was
I would have a problem with it. You gotta go up there and not mention it.
And my other point is,
she never had nothing to do with that. That's my whole point.
She doesn't. She wasn't there. She wasn't there in the 90s and early 2000s.
We talking about from there up until today.
But that's the point. She's only been in his life for less than
just for the 90s.
She's not a part of a Lifetime Achievement Award. The
Lifetime meaning then up until now.
Up to now. She was not a part of that.
We got present music in this album now that she was in the studio with. So we talking about
that is not a part of the Lifetime Achievement Award. And as far as I'm concerned, we can disagree. You don't have to agree with me, and that's fine. But for me, my opinion is she was not a part of that success. And so therefore she doesn't need to be recognized. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He recognized everybody he was supposed to recognize.
I don't agree.
Two, 9 times out of 10,
we gonna argue, because you is not about to get up there.
We're not gonna argue because we're not gonna agree. I ain't gonna argue with you if we're not gonna agree. That's a waste of time.
I said my man. We gonna go home and we about to argue because you
and my dude
on live TV and not
hold on, ladies. Hold on.
I can't even get the part that I want to say out. Let me finish my part.
You finished your part already.
No, I did not. You're cutting me off and being rude like you just said I was doing to you and JC. So let me finish my part. That's all I need to do.
Ladies.
My part is one of the other things that we're going to also keep in mind. I'm pretty sure that Puffy knew a year ago that he was going to be honored. So I'm pretty sure it took a couple of months to put that presentation together, rehearse it, invite people, do all of that, build up the presentation. My assumption is I don't think this young girl is stupid. And I'm pretty sure this young girl knew she wasn't going to be acknowledged in this presentation and didn't have a problem with it. So
they've been
I'm
talking
pretty
about
sure
it for
that
the
wasn't the
past
first
month,
time she heard
and
that
she's
speech.
been helping him prepare his speeches for the past month.
I'm not gonna thank you for that. That's just how I feel about that. So I don't personally feel the girl was wrong for cheering for him. I
Yeah,
don't
she's
feel
supposed to
he
cheer
needed
for
to
her man.
acknowledge her either. I don't feel he needed to acknowledge her. Now going forward, absolutely. He gets anything else, which he'll probably be,
I mean,
recognized
we
and
talked about
celebrated going
respect
forward. Then yeah.
all night. It's a part of respect. We talked about it the whole podcast
I don't
today.
see
about
that as
respect.
respect. I don't see that as
And
respect as well. I do, however, see it as people creating situations that don't, especially because she's not even bothered. So people are trying to tell her she should feel some type of way when she's saying she's not even bothered. It's not that big a deal.
bothered. She spoke on it. She's bothered.
That's
But
not
she's
what
not as bothered as everybody else. And I don't feel like she needs to be as bothered because, again, I have said that he was absolutely supposed to mention all of those people. Absolutely. They were there in a pinnacle. They were there in the ditches. They were there. Like he was supposed to mention Cassie. Cassie sat with her for years. Cassie and Kim helped build it. So of course they're supposed to be, and I'm very happy that he did mention him. My only point, and I didn't even say that she built anything with him. All I said was, out of respect, you got to acknowledge me. That's literally all I said.
All right, so that's pretty much all it is on that topic. JT, you got something else to say?
Yeah, I mean, like, are you trying to tell me that your man is getting a lifetime achievement award and you standing in the crowd holding up a sign saying yeah, and he not even gonna acknowowledge you?
Girl,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You get mad at for lesser things than that.
We're not talking about me having a man that's like me being in a situation where I build my business and go through all kind of shit. And every other dude that I've been with in the past was there to hold me down. I meet somebody new. The city decides to acknowledge me for my past achievements, and I got to give credit to somebody who just got here.
We didn't say nothing about credit. We said acknowledgement.
Okay, or acknowledgement.
Yeah,
that is my moment, and I don't want to share that with him, and I would have a conversation with my dude, and he'd hopefully understand that. I would understand that. I wouldn't feel I need to be a part of that moment. I wasn't a part of any of that. I'm just here now as the new girlfriend. I don't need you to recognize me and give me. This is your moment where you're being celebrated for your hard work. This ain't
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, me as a man, I would have came up a way. I would have been like, yo, and I'm still being blessed, man, because I got a beautiful woman sitting in the front row cheering me on.
I don't feel like, and that's your choice, but I don't feel like he had to do that. He didn't.
He didn't have to. He should have.
He didn't have to, and he didn't. And I don't feel like he was wrong either way. I don't feel he was wrong, and I don't feel she's wrong. I don't see it that way. Now, like I said, now going forward, absolutely. A moment like that happens again, and we still together. Okay, now I'm gonna need you to acknowledge something. I done been there, rubbed the back at some point in time.
Do it moving forward.
Well, hopefully they have that conversation. Now we already know how Puffy is with women anyway, so we'll see how long this lasts anyway. Because Puffy has never been really one to be respectful
for a long time. He just wants y'all to sit there. He don't want you to.
That's what I'm saying. He's not respectful when it comes down to women as it is. But I just don't see anything wrong in the fact that he didn't give her a shout out this time. Maybe next time if she's still around.
Yeah. So I guess they had some kind of podcast because Nia said that they had a podcast and
they did.
She claimed him and he said he's single.
I didn't watch it, but yeah, I did hear
That's exactly what happened. I went and found the actual interview and watched it. That's exactly what happened.
An interview or something.
She tried to kind of steamroll him into saying, "Yeah, we're together," and he was like, "No, we." She was like, "We together, right?"
Oh my god!
No, and I was like,
"That's hilarious." I didn't see that either.
Wow. So I mean, like that would explain why he didn't.
That would explain why he didn't. Then
I mean, if they're not claiming each other, then again, what is it that she needs to be recognized for? They're not even claiming.
He's not claiming her.
Right.
Correct. That would explain all of that.
That we find common amongst
again, as a woman, I would have a problem with that. That's all I'm saying. As a woman,
I mean, and that's cool that you feel that way. For me, as a woman being logical, I wouldn't. Now, like I said, going forward, absolutely. But in that particular moment, and I just arrived on the scene.
Ain't no going forward if he ain't claiming her. Why do you keep saying going forward?
Okay, let's talk about if we're in a world where we're claiming each other. Now, again, like I posted on Facebook, this is Puffy we talking about. This was a man who was with Kim Porter for years and didn't claim her to have kids. Then when she died, he went back and said he really treated her like shit and he wished he didn't, but he was with Cassie treating her like shit. So this is Puffy we talking about.
Yeah.
But I personally feel, and then we ain't in the studio, so now we can take up a couple more minutes. Let's talk about this. Because there are people in situations like this every day that are in relationships that they think are relationships, and they're in situationships or friendships with sex, but you think you a couple.
Yeah.
This happens all the time. I've been in my I'm not recently, but in my younger years where I thought because I was dealing with somebody and we were always together, that meant we were together, until they was like, oh no, we didn't define nothing. And I was like, oh, because I thought you did it to me 3 times and you'd be at my house. So I thought, oh, I know we would still at home.
Yeah, I think that there's I think it's always a difference, man. Like with men and women, man. Like so what you're saying is that the sex part solidified a relationship.
In my younger years, yes. In my younger years.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face.
You my man now.
Look at his face. He like.
In my younger, unexperienced
head out.
Now, in my mature, more refined years. Okay, I don't know if I'm mature and refined yet, but we on that path. No, I mean,
wait a minute, you don't know?
I don't think I'm mature and refined as of yet. I think I'm on the path, but
you there.
I don't know. Sometimes
you arrived. You have arrived.
I'll be like, did I? But being older and wiser now, learning a little bit more, I need you to tell me in my face that's what we do. Because I've had people say to me, well, if y'all doing this and this is, oh, no. We don't assume it. We got to have that conversation. We got to make sure this is what we doing. And you got to say, you are my girl. We together. You can't be with nobody else. I'm not going to be with nobody else. That's it. That until we have that conversation, I don't give a good about what we doing. We not together.
Honestly, if I'm an old school, but if we haven't defined that, we ain't doing certain things. That's just me.
That's true. Now you ain't on that budget. You on a homegirl budget.
There ain't but certain things you gonna do with me besides take me to dinner.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you want a homegirl, you can't get girlfriend and wife responsibility.
Period. That's just me.
Because you ain't got enough to pay for that yet.
If you want these cookies and if you want these definitive things for me to do, then we're gonna define what this is.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put some.
So what if that's just what you do anyway, though?
That ain't what I do anyway. I'm not gonna be with nobody and act like
I'm just saying. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people in general.
That's why they have that problem. That is why they have that problem.
What do you mean that's what you do anyway? That you're just a giving.
So no, that means like if you're wifey material and you're with a man and like you're gonna do the things that you normally do.
If you're wifey material, you're also gonna conduct and move in a certain kind of way that is gonna make sure he understands that you are wifey material.
If I'm wifey material, I'm not doing that with everybody. So no.
Y'all keep talking about yourself. I thought we was talking in general. Y'all keep talking about yourself, but you're talking in general.
I personally feel like I am wifey material. I'm a wife. I am good to my men when I'm in a relationship. I am a wife. I am not conducting myself. I'm not going to bring myself down because you don't know what you want, or I'm a wife and I want somebody who is looking for somebody to be a wife. And so if you want these benefits, then you better step it up because you ain't getting them you ain't getting wifey benefits on a homie budget.
Craig said, if he take you to dinner, we go together.
See, facts. If you feed me, you my man. If you feed, fuck, or finance me, you my man. That's it.
God.
You fuck me good, you feed me, you're my dude.
Is that what it is?
That's it.
But you just said that they got to tell you some shit.
Boom.
Y'all need to be going around a circle. Y'all spinning that web.
I'm joking, JT. No, but I just feel like, you have to be on the same page. I mean, otherwise, in my opinion, it's wasting time. Right?
What
Like
if
I could be taking somebody else that does want to be on this page.
Well, that's the whole point. And if we're talking about it, then like you said, if we, dude, it don't take a long time for us to find some stuff. Like if we done dated a couple of times, we done had a couple of conversations, we know where this is going, the first month. So we got to define where this is going, because I'm not about to keep repeating stuff with you. I'm not about to keep doing stuff with you if we.
No, you said the first month. You said in the first month, did he get the draws?
I don't think this is a fair question to answer, because Jackie and I are a little bit different when it comes to this area. I'm a little free spirited.
No. I'm not talking about
that period.
No, I'm not. Now we're talking about my husband, or are we talking about other things? Like
we're talking about
period. Like I've tried different avenues. I've tried different, it just so happened that my husband happened to be my husband right now, but before my husband, there was other, things.
That's her answer.
But that's okay. I mean, like you're saying that you changed, you went to another different level. You know what I'm saying? But okay.
That's her answer. That's not necessarily mine.
I know that ain't yours.
But we ain't got that kind of time for me to go into what I think about that, because I'm a little bit more freer sexually.
Yeah, and I'm not.
We're gonna go back to the anywho. Let's go back to the anywho. All right, so
can we swipe left on that one too?
Yeah, we're gonna swipe past that one. The last thing that I had in mind, man, was like the other topic that we was getting a lot of hits on the page was a guy pays $700 in child support a month, and the mother wants to have a birthday party, I think. And should he go half?
Before we answer that question, let's back up real quick into the last topic. I do personally feel like, though, honestly, because we've talked about this, I do feel like, I don't know, I guess I'm at the part of my life where I kind of need to, where I want to kind of take things slowly, because I generally make the wrong decisions when it comes to guys, and I overlook things. Plus, what I'm looking for is different. So I'm in a place where I don't see anything wrong with dating and courting for a specific period of time. So it's going to take a little bit more than a month for me to know if you somebody I want to pair up with. I need to date you for a while, because I need to see how your anger is. I need to see how your true character, am I getting a representative, or am I getting really you? Like, there's some things I need to see before and you could probably say that's fear of me protecting myself.
Well, I mean, what I could say that it's good guys always finish last.
Yeah.
Meaning that now you got Mr. Right, and you're giving him the 90-day rule, but Mr. Wrong, you gave him a 2-day rule. You know what I mean? So I mean, and I get it, man. You can. Are you on pause? I mean, can you hear us?
I'm on mute because your brother just called me. Hey.
Black people. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on here?
You know what I'm saying? Black people. But I get it, man. Like, you live and learn. You know what I mean? Like, of course you want to take it slow, because at the beginning it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. We rushed into things. We did things, and now whether it's Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong, you don't know if it's Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong, because shit, we've been running into Mr. Right and Mrs. Wrong for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that was just my input on that. I didn't mean that.
And that's not the whole intake of the whole dating process or dating period. I think I was saying that within that month time, whether that person is somebody you want to date or not.
Right.
You're right. Who you want to be your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Right.
Within that time frame, because hopefully you've been dating, you've been talking, you've been seeing each other, you've been having conversations, you've been doing the work, you've been asking questions, you've been interviewing. Hopefully you've done that, which is what you're supposed to do when you're dating. That's what you're supposed to do. You ain't supposed to just sit there and wait for him to do whatever he want to do.
Don't be sitting there eating, don't be sitting there eating my damn chicken wings and not talking.
He ain't just gonna come over at 2 a.m. Like, we actually are gonna be actually dating.
Yeah,
so you should know in that time frame if this is somebody I want to date.
If I want to keep continuing giving you a little bit of my time, and as we go, you get a little bit more. So yeah, I do agree with that.
Yes.
The child support $700. The kid's gonna throw a party. Parents throwing the party. Should you pay for that party in addition to the $7 you've already paid for child support?
Yeah.
If you can. So I just agree with child support is child support. That's something that you're gonna pay every month regardless. You know, that goes to whatever it is. I know for me, I just feel like child support probably is going to tuition, probably going to food, probably going to clothes. That's just something that's a given that you pay every month, period. Birthday is something different. If maybe after the $700 a month, you don't have it, you know, if you don't, you don't. But maybe you might do, because after the $700 a month, she still has to give a birthday party that she's planning. I'm hoping that she's expressed to you what she wants to do, what she's paying for, what's extras, what she's buying. I'm hoping you guys have that communication. So therefore, if you have it to help with the party, yes, you should. If you don't have it, it's her choice to have the party. You don't have to. I don't think it should be an issue that she asked you for it. If you have it, you can give it. If you don't, you don't. It's her choice to give the party, right? You know, but you are a father to play part of it. I'm assuming she wants you to be there. She wants you to partake. She wants, you know, if you have it to give, yes, you should give her extra for the birthday.
You should. Now, I don't personally think you should have to if you have it. If you don't want to, you don't want to. But I personally think you should do it. It's your kid.
Well, I mean, like for me, there's a couple variables in there. Like, again, like there's not that much there, man. Being through this, like, you know, any father that's been paying child support, like such as myself, you know what I mean? Like, I've always had to pay more than what the child support gave because of my kids and what they needed and what they wanted. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Shoes, shirts, hats, clothes, hair, whatever. You know what I mean? But the thing that really touched me or pushed me away was like, wait a minute now. Did she sit this and conjure up a birthday party and say, hey, Junior's having a birthday party. I'm gonna need you to pay half on this $2,000 party I'm about to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it all depends on if I have it, and like, you know, it didn't say whether he was invited or not. Sometimes men ain't even invited. You know, you ain't just gonna call me up and say, hey, Junior's having a party next weekend. I need you to send me $500. You know what I'm saying?
And you're not invited, and neither is that bitch you seeing.
Right.
That's me. Give me the money and then go to hell. Go to hell.
I know y'all getting ready to go on a cruise, but I'm gonna need a stack from your ass before you leave.
No, you're not allowed to go on cruises. If you paying child support, you got kids, you ain't allowed to go on cruises.
Oh no,
you're not allowed to live outside of child support.
No, you ain't allowed to do nothing.
You better not have a car.
Yeah. Boy, what happened to that bike? You went and got you a car? Oh hell no, I'm going back down to child support.
Jackie, when me and you was arguing, Trina said play nice. Now we don't play nice. We posted this.
Right, that's how we do.
Play nice. We do that on purpose.
That's how we do. Girl, please.
She made me sick, but then I'm coming over for dinner later.
Right.
No, you already got your little steamed broccoli. Stay your ass home.
You're right. Staying on the plan. Stay on the plan.
This how we do.
Right. But yeah, I'm a moment of transparency. My ex-husband was always invited to anything that I did for my kids. That was never ever an issue. But I did have moments where I felt like, yeah, you pay me child support, but I need money to do this party, because I wasn't always a good steward of my money. So I needed him to help me because I made these plans and I don't got enough money to pay for it. And he did. My grandmother had to explain that to me. Like, he pays you child support. If he don't got extra, he don't got to go find it, right? You wanted the party. You could just did a little cake and ice cream. We could have sang, and that's it. But
you should have saved the money he gave you and put that.
And did what you did. So
and we both should be planning it.
Exactly. So
my husband home. Bye.
What you say?
She said her husband home. Bye.
Yeah, I'm ready to eat. I have to go to the bathroom.
Bye.
Yeah, we're pretty much done here.
I just got my text.
Yep, it's time for you to jump
We
out.
overtime. We overtime.
We are big overtime.
Hey,
So
yo, I love the submissiveness. Bring it on.
All right, guys. So thank you for
He sent the
extended.
little emoji.
Is he riding the crab like last time? Because he was riding the crab. I was a little disturbed the last time he sent the emoji, but I moved on. Thank you guys for tuning in to the extended version of therapy session. It's probably gonna happen again since we kind of like doing our thing. Tune in next week, please. Please share this with your friends and have a good night.
Peace.
Let's talk about it.
Peace.